What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Time right now is 12:08. Been here at the shop for like 3 hours now. When we came in this morning, we had a nasty email from one of our clients. So that's always nice to kind of start the day off and deal with right when you get in the morning. But I mean, whatever, we dealt with all of the issues that the client had. None of the issues the client were actually our fault, so that obviously helped a lot, making our response kind of like replying. And it's always nice when you can when you're not the actual one at fault and you can kind of just point the anger and frustration to somebody else. I mean, obviously that's not the best thing to do all of the time, but when it actually isn't anything that you can do, it's out of your control, it's nothing you're doing, that is something nice to have in your pocket to be able to be like, yeah, I mean, this isn't anything we're doing, you know. So whatever, got that issue resolved, complaint handled, and yeah, it was just kind of dealing with emails, setting up orders for the day, making sure that everything was configured the right way with the artwork guidelines and that kind of a thing. So Michaela right now is in the back getting the orders ready to go for the day. Just preparing all of the orders in Digital Factory so that we can get them sent over to each of the different DTF printers for the day. As you guys do know, yesterday I got that video done that I wanted to get filmed, so I am ahead on my learning video, which means today I think I'm going to go ahead and start getting my content batched for social media. So I'm going to start creating TikToks, just getting them all edited and queued up in my drafts so that when the actual right time to post comes, I can go ahead and just go into my drafts folder, pick out which one I want to post, and quickly and easily get each of the content for the day posted. So I'm no longer having to spend like an hour and a half, 2 hours trying to get the actual TikTok made. Now I can just go into my drafts folder, post it, and move on for the day. No more spending so much time working on getting these pieces of content made each and every day. This actually reminds me though, while I am making this coffee, I have to post or set the video that I recorded yesterday's daily video, live on the channel so that you guys can go and watch it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that posted while the cup of coffee is brewing. Time right now is 1:25. I just sent a transparency to the printer so we can get started working on these 2 screen print orders that are currently in the queue. So the first transparency is already done. Now we just have to switch this out for the other one. I got this one here. This is neck label, so we were able to gain, I don't even know how many on here, because it's also, the customer has 2 designs on the actual 3x3 neck label canvas. So we ganged up, I think, 9 different designs onto the sheet. We'll get all of those printed. I think the customer has 54 black, 54 white, and then the other order is left chest logos, and that one I think the customer did 108 all white designs. So just going to be using the black and ink the black and white ink squeegees and flood bars. That'll be nice, and I can start getting the screens burned for that once I have that transparency finished printing. And then I can go ahead and tear down the manual press, because the auto, unfortunately, man, is still down. I haven't had the luck to get that bolt out of the screw. For those of you guys who have been watching for a long time, you know I've been really dealing with this stupid issue of the bolt stuck in, or the screw stuck in the bolt, and I cannot get the bolt assembly back onto the auto without getting that tiny little screw out. So I'm gonna have to print these manually, but since I ganged them up, it shouldn't be that bad at all. It's probably going to be 18 sheets total for both of the 2 orders, so that will go pretty quickly. And then it hasn't been that bad of a day DTF wise. I would say it's pretty safe to say we are over the busy season. We are now in the January lull, for lack of a better term. Unfortunately, it's just I think the industry itself, and it comes this time of the year, January, it is pretty slow. I actually saw there was a blog post written like how to avoid the January lull and make the most of the actual months, because it's always like the kind of thing where you notice that your sales are starting to slip, and it's at that point that you then start doing things differently. So the essence of the blog post was kind of saying, like, if you know that January is going to be a slow month, start doing things in December to make it so that the actual month of January doesn't have to be what you think it's going to be. So we were trying to put in place measures like that, but again, it's just kind of comes with the territory. There's not much you can do when customers aren't needing the actual transfers, so we're just going to keep on hanging on. I am thankful at least that the printers are not completely jam-packed, but it's always a good thing to have. In fact, all 4 printers currently are still running, so it's not like we have time to spare or printers to spare. So yeah, Michaela is just managing getting all of the DTF prints done for today. Not that many, and I have to get started working on this screen printing order. There is one open spot on the press, so I can use that for the order. But I actually think I want to use, which screen is it? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So I want to use this station on the press because the off contact I already have set for the platen here. And then, as you guys can possibly tell, last time I was running this job there was a bit of an oopsie and I printed the pallet. So always sucks when that happens, but I got this transparency, as you guys can see behind me there, almost done. I can go ahead and get started burning the other one, and then we can have that sitting out to dry, and hopefully by that time the other transparency will be done printing and I can rinse and repeat, get started burning that one as well. So let's get started with this one first though, and see where we're at the end of burning and washing this out. Changing plans a little bit. Time right now is 1:41. I didn't have any screens that I could burn those transparencies with, so I just collected 5 screens. I'm going to get these guys reclaimed and then coated, and then we can start burning them in. This sucks. I hate when I don't have any screens ready, and the worst of all is I kind of shot myself in the foot because I didn't prepare any screens before we left on break. Obviously not going to remember that I don't have any screens when I come in 14 days later on January 2nd, and now we're in this situation, so I got no one to blame but myself. And there's a bug in here somehow. It's cold out. I thought the bugs would be gone by now. Still Houston, I guess, right? Guys, 3:54. I was about to start burning the screen. I don't know, I think the last clip I actually recorded was me telling you that I was going to start reclaiming the screens. So I got the screens reclaimed, I got them coated, they're currently dry and drying in the drying cabinet. However, when I went to go start burning the first transparency for this order, I was right before I put it onto the exposure unit. I noticed there was a couple of issues with the actual transparency, so I'm not sure entirely what caused it. It might have just been some stuff on the film caused it to not properly print. It might have been afterwards because it has been like 2 hours since I printed it. Maybe some stuff got on it, maybe we accidentally dropped it on the floor. I'm not entirely sure, but the transparency for this order is not going to be usable. That's not going to be the biggest deal. I have another one on the printer right now getting printed, so once that one finishes up, I will go ahead and use that one to make the screen. The only problem is this was the color change order, so I wanted to get this one burned and started first, so that way I can color change the screen and let the screen start drying while I work on the other order. So that was my initial plan, but I think I can still do it. I'm just going to go ahead and also get this transparency burned so that once the new one is coming off of the printer, I should be ready to get that one burned, and then it'll just be like it never happened, really. At least that's kind of my hope. Right now with the DTF printers, we're looking good for the day. DTF printer number 4 is done. DTF printer number 1 taking a little bit of a break, but number 2 and 3 still going strong. Printing the little bit left of the last of the orders for today. We did have one of our clients place a like a fairly substantial order right at the buzzer. I think the order actually ended up coming in at like 257. So we are getting those printed, no big deal. The UPS thing is kind of causing some issues for us. So this customer actually did give us a call, and they were wondering if we think they should upgrade their shipping to, because they did select 2-day, but they were wondering if they should upgrade it to something like next day so that they would be able to get it in time still. And I told them, I was like, unfortunately, it looks like the packages that we sent out yesterday, next day, so basically any packages that have to be routed through the Louisville hub, all of those packages seem to be getting delayed. It says there's an inclement weather delay and to expect a 1 business day delay. So right now that's kind of what we're seeing. I relayed that over to the customer. I don't think she has gotten back to me yet, but I will make sure to check my email and see what happens before we get that order shipped out. It's just one of those things with this, it's that time of the year. This weather is going to start coming through the area, and especially in places like Memphis and Louisville, Kentucky, where snow isn't the most regular occurrence. When they do get snow, it's going to be a big deal, and that's, I think, what we're seeing down there in Louisville right now. But anyways, if you guys are from Louisville, let me know in the comments what's actually been going on. I know that this morning was kind of actually the first I heard about it, was when the customers were reaching out to me wondering where their order was, why they didn't get the out for delivery notification, that kind of a thing. And then I was like, oh, there's a bunch of weather in the area. There was, UPS was saying next day delivery, even though we did the next day shipping. So whatever, one of those things. I'm gonna get that screen burned, and then we will start working on the screen printing orders. Oh man, guys, I am not having it right now. So, turns out I think that problem was for sure the printer on the transparency with the last one, because the other transparency that I just was burning, this one also was having some trouble. So let me see if I can get the camera to focus on it. But it's not really showing up. Anyways, there's some banding in the black, and I think that's mainly due to the fact that the transparency film printer hasn't ran in like almost 3 weeks with the break. So I think, if anything, before I started running these films today, I should have gone ahead and at least ran like a head cleaning on the printer, just something to kind of get the ink moving through the lines and through the print head again before I actually started printing the films. And I also probably should have just maybe given them a look over before I committed to burning the screen. But this is like not something that has happened in the past, so it's not something that I knew to look for. But I checked the transparency that I reprinted, the one that got messed up that I was showing you guys before, and that one looks good now. So I think that really is all I needed to do, was just get the ink moving through the lines, through the print head again, and that got rid of the clogs that we were dealing with, and that was resulting in the banding. But yeah, I burned the screen and started to wash out right there. and it was like honestly not washing out for a 110. 110s usually wash out really easily. They only take like maybe 10 seconds to completely get washed out, and it was taking longer than expected, which was a little weird. And then all of a sudden I lost it and the screen started to completely wash out and I lost the design. So that was and my first thought was like something might be wrong with the emulsion. It is getting colder in here. The humidity has been dropping like completely. It's down to like 30-40%. So I thought that might be it. We were dealing with bad emulsion. However, I am quite confident that it is just bad films and bad transparencies due to the banding on the printer. So fingers crossed. I am going to use this new one now. See how this one goes. No problems with this one from the front or from the back. So we'll go ahead and give this guy a test. I'm going to put this on a 156 mesh and we'll see how it goes. 426, got those two screens burned. Just got to wait for them to finish drying, and they turned out fine. There was a little bit of concern, I'm not going to lie, on this one again, but I went ahead and ran with it because I was able to get this one out no problem. And good thing I did, because my gut was right. It ended up turning out. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one, get this guy printed first, and then we'll move on to getting this one finished up for the day. DTF printer number 4 just finished up, so I have to, well, I don't have to do anything. I'm just going to check with Michaela, see what the status is. I had a time lapse going on that one, and if this one is good to be cut. We also have number 2 still just finishing up on this order. I'm not sure if this is a plus customer or not, so I'm not going to go ahead and share that with you. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that little time lapse of the DTF prints being printed. I know it's been a little while since I showed you guys what we have going on in the DTF world. Like I have been showing though in the kind of vlogs since we've been starting this up again this year. Couldn't get that out for some reason. Michaela has been also vlogging kind of her perspective throughout the business as the real head of production. So if you guys are interested in more from Michaela, I know there's been a couple of comments on the channel. Does Michaela have her own channel? She definitely does. So I will link that down below. It's going to be the first link in the description. So check that out. Make sure you guys get subscribed to Michaela because she is always killing it on your DTF transfer orders. Time right now, 4:44. Got the screen loaded up and inked up. I just need to count the sheets and put a squeegee on and get this guy running. I have to do 9 sheets of white, color change to black, 9 sheets of black, and then the other one is 18 sheets of all white. So let's get this guy knocked out. Got the white all finished up. This is the last one coming out now. And we still got to get these cut up since I ganged them. So I got to cut out each of the 2. Like I said, the customer got 2 on the sheet. So I'm going to color change them now. Hopefully while I am doing that, I know Michaela is packaging up, but if she has a moment of downtime, hopefully she can help me and get those guys started to cut up. Let's get this guy color changed and then we can start working on the other order while this one finishes drying from the color change. And then once I finish that other order, get this one finished up with the black ink. Guys, time right now I think is about 5:45. Got that order all finished up. Got it cut up as well. I hate cutting those things up, man. I am not gonna lie. Always makes it seem like it is lot longer than it actually takes, but we got them all finished up. Going to get them all dropped off to UPS today. It's just a UPS day, so we don't have to go to FedEx. And that is going to do it though for this Tuesday. All in all, it was a pretty easy Tuesday. Knock on wood though. That might mean that tomorrow is going to be a busy day order-wise. Wednesdays usually are, and Tuesdays as well. So Michaela's looking at me like I'm crazy.
How would you jinx that?
Michaela just said, why would I jinx that? Because I want the orders and I want the sales.
Who's printing them?
You are. But anyways, I am going to get those dropped off to UPS. Hair is crazy today. It's been one of those days. Not the best day, not the worst. Honestly, the morning probably started us out on the wrong foot, and then the shipping carriers getting delayed, that didn't help adding to it. But those are all things that are out of our control, so we shouldn't let that kind of thing bother us. But I did personally, speaking for myself, I don't know about Michaela, but yeah, that's just how today's gonna go. We'll put it in the books, try again tomorrow. For those of you guys who did make it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. You are the real ones who I just really appreciate you guys sticking around this long. You obviously enjoy the channel, enjoy the content, so if there is,
Make sure you go watch my vlog tomorrow morning at 10:30.
that too, guys. Make sure you guys go check out Michaela's vlog. I'll link it below. It's going to be the first link in the description. But if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Michaela. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with more daily videos.
Check this out.